So back to the elderflower syrup, the way that we do it is we pick a quantity of flowers for the jar that you've got, we fill it with water and a sliced lemon, and we leave it in the sun for 3 days. Then you strain, and then you boil and add sugar, and then you have to work out the quantities that you like to serve.
By the way, 3 lemons, eh?
3 lemons for
3
a jar.
lemons, and it's approximately half of the jar you fill with flowers.
Thank you. And another really delicious drink, but a not sweet one. In Romanian that's called socată, which is basically like elderflower champagne or something like that. Is you start with a similar method, so half the jar of flowers with water, and you leave with lemon, and then you put yeast in at the beginning, a small quantity of fresh yeast, and you leave it also for about 3 days in the sun, and then you strain, and then you bottle, and that's a kind of fermented drink. In any case, when you pick elderflowers, don't wash them, because then the properties of the flower is completely lost. So a lot of the property is, as I already mentioned, in the pollen and the dust on the flower itself. You can see that if you brush your hand on the flower, it leaves this kind of yellow powder, which you don't want to lose. So then you can also rub that on your face. It's very good for you. So so when you pick, don't wash, put them directly in, and then you can have 2 very nice drinks from the elderflower.
So be aware where you pick them, not along a busy road.
Exactly. Pick where you know that it's clean and safe, like with any plant. Okay, so those are the 3 things that we make with elderflowers here at Peace and Harmony.
And we dry them for tea.
And we dry them for tea. Thank you very much. So, then again, you pick them carefully, delicately, so the powder doesn't come off. And you bunch them together, let's say like this. Tie them up with a string, and then you can hang them in the place which is in the shade and out of the sun, and preferably where there's wind. So the idea is that they dry, they air dry basically. So somewhere that's out of the sun, in the shade, and where there's wind. And with anything that you do with plants, it's always good to check on them. So if you start, for example, with making your elderflower syrup. When it's in liquid, you have to check whether it's rotting or if it's still good, because obviously if it rots, then it's not good anymore to use. So you have to pay attention to how it goes with what you're making, and the same with teas, to check that they haven't stuck together and it's got mouldy. So there has to be enough air around the flower for it to dry properly, and that of course is a great tea all year round. It's very light and fresh, and you can mix it with other things. It's also good, for example, I drink this often, elderflower with sage and with thyme. It's very good complementary herbs for your chest and for your colds and for all kinds of sinus related things. There we go. That's the beautiful elderflower.